Exactly happened.
Well, I just arrived here and I came here to assess the situation, and it appears that we have a challenge right here on our hands where there's a perception on behalf of the taxi drivers where they're thinking that the situation is, the system is inequitable. This is what they're thinking, the perception some of them are thinking.
What exactly is the situation? What is this unique tour operator doing this morning?
The unique tour vendors, as I told you last week, Tony, we have had a situation where we had several businesses classifying themselves as unique tour vendors. And the Tourism Authority, in order to improve or perfect the visitor experience, it's very important that we put certain systems in place. So we are trying to enhance the standards of the destination, and that is our paramount objective, to improve the visitor experience and improve these systems here. So we have asked the individuals who classify themselves as unique tour vendors to submit their documentation in order for them to be certified. To date, only 2 groups have actually submitted their documentation: Calypso Tours and Oral Carty's business. And they have been certified by the Tourism Authority as unique tour vendors. This is a group that didn't just arise, it's a group that has been in existence for a very long time. And that is why they are their position. The unique tour vendors have always been positioned there. Over the past weeks, they have been positioned there.
What is the process for reviewing these tours and determining if they're unique or not?
Well, what the Tourism Authority has done is that we have actually done a physical assessment of these tours. These individuals have to actually submit certain documentation, the public liability insurance, the description of their tours, and we would assess from the Tourism Authority standpoint what if this tour is actually unique and different from what the taxi drivers offer. In addition, they've submitted their brochures, the operational procedures, which include safety and security, and all of their drivers are certified and other things, but really they are considered to be different to the taxi drivers. The taxi drivers mainly sell the half island tour, the full island tour, and the beach tour. These individuals will be selling something totally different. So
how does the Tourism Authority ensure that they are only selling their unique tours down here?
Well, we'll be monitoring, because this system, we just basically completed the documentation of this system recently, and we have just certified these people. So we'll be monitoring it very closely. We have had our inspectors trained to basically inspect and ensure that they adhere to what they have documented, and that is what we're doing, and we'll be very strict in regards to that.
Now, Ms. Jeffers, don't all taxi operators have to have liability insurance for the carrying passengers?
Yes, all taxi drivers have to have liability insurance.
So this is not anything unique to tour operators?
It is not anything unique. What is unique is the actual tour, but they have to submit the documentation in addition to the description of their tours.
No, today the misunderstanding seemed to be that the tour, Calypso Tours, that was operating here at Arrival Hall, had up a sign that advertised the run-of-the-mill tours that the taxis also offer, the Brimstone Mill Tour, the Karamabati, the Island Tours, and so on. This is where the problem seemed to arise, as the taxi drivers felt they're soliciting through their signage and they are offering what you're offering. What subsequently transpired?
Well, Tony, I came and I assessed the situation, and I did observe an irregularity, and I spoke to the gentleman who gave me an explanation, but as you can see, he has basically erased that part of the board, and that's the situation that we will be dealing with.
Now, this morning, Mr. Leader from the Taxi Association indicated that they didn't know that this was going to happen here this morning. What communication did you have with the taxi drivers about the changes that were taking place today, and also their misunderstanding of what exactly the tour operator does. They did not seem to be informed that the unique tour operator today would just be selling that one Taste and Sights tour. What communication went on for them to understand that that was what was happening?
Well, Tony, we've had several discussions, several meetings with not only taxi drivers, because taxi drivers is not the only stakeholder in this industry. They've had discussions with the UDC, with the Port Authority, with people tour organizers, just basically everyone who's involved in cruise tourism. And the taxi drivers know about this new dispatching system. They do know about the new dispatching system. What I'm being told is that they did not know that the unique tour vendors will be located there, but the unique tour vendors have always been located there. They have always been in that location over the past few weeks. They have been there, just that they appear to be a bit more organized this morning, where they have their tables and they have their chairs and they're uniformed. That's the only difference. But we have always been in discussions with the taxi drivers, mainly the president of the Taxi Association, on these matters.
So last week when we spoke to Mr. Ellis, he was on the walkway and said that he wasn't allowed to be at the terminal, and that he solicited business on the walkway. How come he was not allowed?
Because that was a temporary. There was a temporary pause in that system, but prior to that, for weeks, that was the situation.
When was Calypso Tours informed that they would be allowed to operate down here?
They were officially. We have had discussions over the past 2 weeks, because he actually submitted all of his documentation about 2 weeks ago. But yesterday morning is when we commenced communication in regards to that final approval stamp, even though he was communicated to verbally by the tourism authority. So he had submitted everything, he knew that everything was straight. It's just that we were hoping that other unique tour vendors would have been on board, but only, as of today, only 2 have actually submitted their documentation and have been approved by the tourism authority.
Will you meet with the Taxi Association, or at least Mr. Leader, just to sort of smooth things over and make sure that everybody understands what's happening?
Definitely we will, and as usual we always do. My door is always open, the manager of standards door is always open, and Mr. Leader knows that our doors are always open. I actually had a chit chat with Mr. Leader 2 days ago, so our doors are always open to speak to any stakeholder, and no stakeholder is more important than any other. The tourism authority is mainly concerned about ensuring that everyone is basically able to eat, and in addition to that, ensuring that the visitor experience is improved and we hope perfected.
Thank you.